Hello everyone and welcome back to DaVinci Guitar. I'm Abigail, this is Jim, and in our fourth episode of Back to the Basics for the Beginner Guitarist, quite the alliteration there to say, we're going to complete what we've covered over the past few weeks with a little bit of a wrap-up, including the major, the minor, and the dominant open position chords that we've been learning in the musical alphabet, A through G. So today I want to cover a few things with you all. First of all, I just want to review the theory that we discovered. We discussed how a major chord is a root, a third, and a fifth out of a major scale. We talked about a minor being a root, a flat third, and a fifth out of the major scale again. And we talked about a dominant chord being a root, a third, a fifth, and a flat seventh out of the major scale. That's the theory that you need to understand when it comes to building these chords. It's also really important to note that you must learn all 21 chords. So A through G in major, minor, and dominant, that amounts to 21 chords that you need to master. Really, really, truly master. Anyone can say, play any dominant chord, play any minor chord, play a G major chord, where you simply are able to get there. Great exercise is just simply writing out a bunch of random chords on a sheet of paper and kind of just doing a random chord selector, and you just play through them in no particular order. Get them in your fingers, get them in your head, learn to be able to use them because they will come up in songs all the time. So really be able to master all 21 forms is the key. Next, I want to talk about the variations that we see among these chords. Specifically, we're going to look at A minor, and A7, and also D and E, and see how these chords really just have this one note difference in their forms, but you may not have recognized in the various 3 videos that we had previously. But once we combine them all right now, I'm certain you'll see it. If we look at A major, we learn that it was this. We learn that A minor was this. And we learned that A7 was this. Now, if you watch closely, you'll see that there really is only a one note difference. We went here, we went here, and we went here. Between each of those chords, because of the way that these forms work, there's really only a one note difference in all of that. Pretty interesting. Let's also think about D. Go to the D major chord. Go to a D minor chord. And go to a D dominant 7 chord. Again, do you notice that one note difference? One note difference between all of that. Pretty unique stuff. Lastly, we can also look at the E major chord. Let's go to E major here. Let's go to E minor. And let's lastly go to E7, E dominant chord. One note difference. So notice that and how those forms are all able to work together, even though we have the various notes making up them. Notice how the forms all connect, which is really cool. Lastly, I want to talk to you a little bit about the different sounds that we have. We know that a major sound, I'll just play an E major chord, makes you want to smile, right? Smile, it's major. It's because major is a happy sound. We all want to smile when we see major. Note that it's that nice, happy, uplifting sound. The minor chord. Not quite the same feeling. It's kind of depressing, gloomy, dark. It's sad. The minor chord really is something that evokes sadness, and that's the minor sound that you'll hear. You can kind of characterize various chords that you hear in songs just by noticing, is it happy? Does it uplift me? Or is it sad? Does it make me feel depressed? Great way to just know what chord is being played just from listening. Great ear training too. The dominant chord, let me play any dominant chord for you and let you know what you think. It's unique. You don't know if you want to frown or a smile. You don't know. And that's because the dominant chord is kind of bluesy. It's melancholy kind of. It's not really happy or sad. It's just, it's just that blues sound that is so unique. You can't really put your finger on it. If it's about a storm or if you're going to continue sitting on the beach and tanning in the sun, it's just that. can't quite put your finger on it. So that's the sound of the dominant chord. Major is happy, happy, minor is sad. Dominant is, you don't know. So that's a wrap up of the theory and some helpful knowledge that you need to know as you continue to practice these open chords for A through G, musical alphabet in major, minor, and dominant. So now I'm going to turn it over to Jim, who's going to continue with a little bit more information. Jim.
Thanks, Abigail. That was pretty amazing. That was great. Well, what we're going to do today is we're going to do the 21 chords right in a row that everybody should be able to do. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it one for one. That means I'm going to play each chord one time and get through all 21. And if you can do that, I can promise you that you can play songs, because no song is going to change every single chord. But that's our goal. Our goal is to be able to do that. And at any time she names a chord, I can get to it. So we're going to do it now. Here's the major. I'm going to go right through all of them. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A minor, B minor, C minor, D minor, E minor, F minor, G minor, A seventh, B seventh, C seventh, D seventh, E seventh, F seventh, and G seventh. And I used to practice that all the time. Just keep playing through the major, minor, and dominant. And get it as fast as you like. Some people like to get it up to 120. Sounds a little bit, like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and so on. So that's a little tip for everybody to learn all their 21 chords and get them down. Ab?
Awesome. Well, we hope that this was a helpful series for all of you. We will continue with more, like we said, where we cover some of the embellishments, sus2, sus4, major 6, major 7, all of that. We're going to hit that down the road, but we want to let you all get this information and let it sink in, because it really is crucial that you, as the beginner guitarist, or even as a more advanced guitarist who just doesn't have these forms mastered, we want to make sure that you really can get these down and start to use them in your own playing. It really isn't something that you can skimp on. These forms, these open forms, are crucial for any budding guitarist. Major, minor, dominant, you have the crucial building blocks for understanding music and understanding theory, as we discussed the theory too. We hope this series was helpful for you all over the past 2 weeks, and we look forward to bringing you more. You are the Renaissance Guitarist, and we're here to serve you. Thanks for watching DaVinci Guitar.